One of the movies we watched was Mr. Nobody with Jared Leto, and it's from 2009, and I had never heard of this movie. And oh my gosh, what a phenomenal movie it is. If you haven't seen it, you should go watch it. It's insanely good, and it's crazy to look back at all the movies that I've been watching here in the last few months that came out in like 2000, 2005, 2009, and it's literally like a landscape of what we're going through right now. It's like they were sending hidden messages in all the movies, quite frankly. If you really open your mind to it, you can see even the movies that they make now, there's all hidden messages basically telling us that we are on the world stage and the world is on the brink of, well, New Earth, takeover, things of that nature. You know, call it what you want for entertainment purposes only. But there's a couple things that really spoke to me. There was one portion of the movie where he had said, if you don't choose, there's endless possibilities. And my girlfriend and I at the time, our mind was like, poof, blown. That is straight facts. We have so much been conditioned to think that like everything is a choice. You have to go this way to receive this. If you go this way, you will receive this back. If you do this, you do this, you do this. But here's the thing, like when you flow with life, there's endless possibilities. You don't have to make a choice. You can flow with the design of life, the design make up for you, your blueprint. Flow with it, right? And there's endless possibilities. When you start making choices, you're taking away from your endless possibilities. And I hope this video makes sense, but it's absolutely... So it's about choice, identity, and divine mystery. Life is a divine mystery, and once you learn how to flow with it is when you start bringing heaven on earth, peace on earth, joy on earth, evolving into your highest level, because you're no longer living to the standards that they place on you to keep you small, right? And so the film imagines how every key decision, staying with mom and dad, branches into a unique lifetime. Every choice, every decision changes your trajectory. Every choice, every decision, right? And so for me personally, like I don't put much emphasis or any emphasis on choices. I just flow with my day. I flow with my life. I flow with my thoughts. I flow with my movement. I flow with dancing. I flow with whatever it is I feel and think. Like I flow with it. I don't put any cap on, oh, well, if I have to do this, I need to work on this. I got to do this. I got to do this. Like keep pounding the pavement. Like I do pound the pavement, but not to the, because given the circumstances of all the negalities that follow me, I've learned I got tired of the letdowns. I got tired of the corruption. I got tired of the misuse of the system that follows me. So I told myself, and I've healed through that with the grace of God, that I no longer play into that role. I no longer play into that game, into that illusion, because that's all it is it's an illusion. I choose to move my day-to-day the way that I choose, which is flowing with life, not making choices, but allowing life to flow and allow the endless possibilities that the divine and the Most High and God have set forth for me to come to me in the divine orchestration that they have for me, while spreading love and light and connection and purity and unconditional love and forgiveness and empathy and grace and mercy and advocacy for justice and things like that. That's how I move my everyday. Spiritually, it reflects the illusion of choice. When a soul sees grander tapestry, every path is a part of one divine plan, not just one right answer, right? Everything is a part of your divine plan. It's not a right or wrong, a yes or no. It's a part of your divine plan. But don't put so much pressure and emphasis on making the right choice. Know that whatever choice you make, if you choose to make a choice, is the right choice to make, right? Illusion of time, let's see here, transcending duality. Past, present, and future exists at once, mirroring how soul memory sees all lives in divine unity. Like, there are so many times in my dreams where I go back into past lives. or not even to mention different experiences within this life, down to the key moments, the smell, things like that. Like I really don't feel like time is really a thing. Like the existence of time doesn't really make a difference to me anymore, aside from the synchronicities of time. When your identity depends on what ifs, you wander spiritually until you wander spiritually until you anchor in essence. If you constantly chase the shoulda, coulda, wouldas in the what ifs, you're literally you're leaving yourself in that wandering state. Like, am I doing enough? Am I going to get to where I'm supposed to? Am I going to get to that bag? Am I going to get to that title? Am I going to get to that white picket fence? Am I going to, and you're losing the essence of life because you're too busy worried about the outcomes. You're not living in the moment and in the presence. Butterfly effect, divine orchestration. Small decisions cause massive change, yet true sovereignty belongs to the unseen creator, weaving the purpose through chaos. That's the beauty of it. When you truly walk into your sovereignty and knowing that everything is moving around you for your greater good, universe, God, the Most High, source, connection, thoughts, patterns, synchronicities, gifts. Like, everybody has gifts. Every single one of us has gifts, but you have to wake up to it. But you have to move in your sovereignty to wake up to them and to use them. And see, because they know that we're all divinely orchestrated with gifts and powers. If we were all moving on our highest frequency and our highest vibration and we woke up to our gifts, they would lose their power. For entertainment purposes only. Again, this video will probably get 0 views. Death as transition, not ending. The film ends with 2 deaths, a symbolic rebirth, not tragedy, but transition and divine clarity. That's why I walk so fearlessly, because people stress about death. And see, the thing is with death is it's a symbolic rebirth. Symbolic rebirth. So people freak out about deaths and they limit themselves to live a good life here on earth because they're so worried about death. But see, if you sow good seeds while you're on earth and you do good things and you do right by people and you live by a postured heart, you shouldn't be worried about death. Why would you be worried about death? You need to ask yourself that. What kind of seeds are you sowing? Let's see here. Core spiritual takeaways. Life isn't about choosing the right outcome, but becoming anchored when God made you to be what God made you to be, regardless of the path. No matter what path I go on, choice I make, this and that, it's still the right path for me because God wouldn't allow me to make the wrong choice and go down the wrong path, if that makes sense. Like I had said, I was in a conversation with somebody on TikTok, or I had made a comment, like, my home in different ways has kind of been ripped up from underneath me. Well, my sense of home, my sense of belonging, right? And that was all divinely orchestrated. Like, it just was. And it's one of those things because I now recognize that home is inside my heart. Like, wherever I go, my heart goes. That's where my home is. Right? No matter what my surroundings are, no matter if there's sneakiness, if there's all this stuff, deception, lies, deceit, betrayal, blah, 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 blah. Like, all that doesn't matter. That goes without saying, right? That surrounds us all. Clearly, it's on the front stage. However, heart is in your home, and I know what I carry inside my heart beats because of the grace of God, the grace of the Holy Spirit, Jesus, the Most High, what Jesus did on the cross, source, universe. Like, and because I know I have that running inside my heart, that's good enough for me. I'm content in knowing that. And because I carry that in my day-to-day, I don't ever walk feeling like I'm not at home anymore. And I hope this video made sense, but for me, this is how I operate. People want to know how I operate, how I think, how I move. This is it, right? Like, I just have such a broader understanding when it comes to the reality that surrounds us versus the reality of what God created for us. And life is not designed to be a choice. It's designed to be lived with endless possibilities. And we limit ourselves from living a life, a good life, a happy life, a peaceful life, a loving life, because we're so busy looking for validation in money, in titles, in XYZ, when all at the end of the day, none of that matters. You can't take any of that into the ground. What you take into the ground is your soul. And quite frankly, your soul continues to live. And that's why you have to nurture your soul and do right by your soul and do right by other people's souls. And that's what we've lost sight of.